And we have Uni Mayesh on here. I know she's going to probably jump on any minute. She was on here earlier on the computer, but we're having some technical difficulties, so we're trying to get her back on. And then Doug, I'll go ahead and send you her phone number just so as we're doing this, just in case. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
But so I'll tell you a little bit about Uni. She's been in the business for about 30 years or so in the South Bay. She's been a very high producing agent for many, many years. I first met her through really a cold call, you know, and then finally able to meet her through other people. Oh, there's Uni. And then she's like, yeah, come on down to my office out in Manhattan Beach. And as you guys know, we opened a location down there too. But it all really, started very organically as we got some other agents joining our company, and then also Uni being one of them too. And for the past, I don't know, just a few months, just getting to know her, it's been awesome. She's just very super driven. She's a very just spunky personality. Lots of fun, by the way. She is so much fun to hang around. I see her on there. I think you're on mute though. So if you want to say anything, you have to unmute yourself. But we'll get started with our interview. So now she's on her phone. She made it on her phone. Do you see a unmute button on your phone? If you just touch, yeah, just touch the screen on your phone, you'll see a mute button that'll show up on the bottom, probably. It's still muted. No, still not working. You're still muted. So here's what I might do then. You know what I might do? I might uh do this through FaceTime, and I'll share the screen. So
Maybe she doesn't know where it is. It's on the left on the bottom where it
yeah,
says unmute.
it's
You have to press on the screen to get the stuff on the bottom.
if you see a FaceTime link, go ahead and answer it. A FaceTime call. You can log off on Zoom and answer the FaceTime call. There we go. I got her on FaceTime. Okay, I'm gonna Doug, can I share the screen?
Yeah, if you can just request it and then I'll add.
There we go. I think this is gonna be perfect now.
Okay, there you go.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So, all right, here we go. I'm gonna share screen. All right, how are we doing over here? Are we sharing screen?
Yeah.
Doug, is everything working?
Yeah, they're half of the screen. Okay. If she moves the camera just a little bit to the, yeah, there you go. Perfect.
All right, are we good now?
Yes.
All right, look at this. Hey, am I the first one to do this FaceTime interview?
I think so.
All right, good, awesome. Well, again, thank you, Uni, for joining us. I did tell them a little bit about yourself, but you do you want to summarize a little bit on who you are?
Yes, I'm a South Korean. I was born in South Korea, and my dad was a diplomat for Korean embassy. So he we moved to Austria in Vienna when I was 9 years old, and then we moved to Switzerland, Zurich. So partially, I grew up my teenage time, my childhood in Europe, and I came to America in back in 1979.
Awesome. And can you guys, is the volume okay for everybody?
A little bit low.
Okay. I think we'll just have to take what we get here. All right. Well, Uni, I mean, look, you've been in the business for 30 years now. Pretty long time. What are you seeing right now that feels completely different than any other market that you've experienced in your last 30 years? Or is it just not different at all?
Yes, it's definitely changed. We have too many devices and too many informations, and of course, everybody became a real estate agent. my client's a daughter, a cousin, whoever. But it's actually what makes me more strong, liking the job. Real loyal clients stay in with you forever.
Yeah.
Uh, that is my appreciation. So, having said that, I have a client that I give him a guidance and send him an open houses, and they tell all the agent, hey, by the way, my agent is a uni, so that will make my job so much happier. So I don't have to watch over my client. Oh my God, are they gonna just go around me? And whoever go around me, and those are not real loyal client. So they
Yeah.
were just focusing on your loyal client, not everybody. So I don't work for everybody. Um, I want to be a driver seat. I don't want to be a passenger seat, and I don't want to be an order taker, and I want to be a leader. That's what I do, and just give me a more confident myself what I'm doing for them.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. If you spend any time with Uni, you'll see she's usually in the driver's seat. So that's very, very true. And I love that about her. Well, after this long in the business, Uni, I mean, tell me, do you think business has gone overall, not just for you, but overall easier, or has it gone harder? Like, and what part of the business has gone easier? What part has gone harder?
Uh, I think the working for the buyers as a buyer's agent became much harder. We have a Zillow and Redfin, and the client is much more educated than agent sometimes.
Yeah.
And working for seller is still the same, doesn't changes. It's you're more like a driver seat. So, but working with a buyer is more challenging.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having said that, I have a client who just go to open houses. I like this house. What do you think about it? And write an offer. So it's just 50 to 50. You just have to judge yourself who you're going to work for, who you're going to not work for.
Well, what kind of advice would you give though? But let's say a new agent. I mean, they're just kind of like in the mindset of, hey, I just need to work with whoever I can get. Like should they be picky in the beginning? Should they choose, or just, hey, let me just work for anybody. I don't care if it's $100 commission. Just do it. What do you recommend?
So varies of are they an investor, are they family, they have an emotional value. And if they majority of the time I work with a family who wants to raise the kids in the same nice neighborhood, and I all of my three children grew up in Manhattan Beach, and I gave my experiences, and I gave them a location, and I became the quality of a school and public school system, and I also tell them it's a returnable investment for long term. So it really varies who you are working with, because I can't really please all the people. So I'm gonna be picky. Actually, I there's many times I choose not to work with certain buyers and clients, and I don't want to waste my time. I'd rather have my own family time for that, because my time is valuable. We all work hard for our client, but whoever doesn't appreciate our job and time, it's not worth us to be a car salesman. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's shift gears a little bit. Like at what point, I mean, you've had a lot of, I mean, and I know about a lot of your successful like closings and your deals, but was there a point in your career where you kind of there was a moment you said, "Oh, wow, I think I'm going to be really successful in this business." Was there like a defining moment you're like, "Yeah, I'm not quitting. I'm going to be really good in this business." Was that very early? Did that come a little bit later? What was that moment like?
I joined Remax Beach City in back in 1990 January with Bob Todd, and majority of the people says, well, you're Asian and you shouldn't be selling houses in Manhattan Beach. You should go to Paris Verdes. There's so many Asian there. And I actually work for Rosina Bauer in Calder Banker in Malaga Cove. And I just feel like why I'm here. I live in Manhattan Beach. So I actually went to interview Bob Todd and he told me, you're going to be great here. So I joined. Actually, 6 months later, I took off. Uh, my driven was I think I had a lot more confidence where I live and what I love, and I share my passion, my knowledge to the buyer and sellers, and that was a really big takeoff. And after 6 months, I had so many listings, 7 listings, and 13 escrows. And I also met the big client, Dr. Judy Bass, who passed away. And I sold the 27 homes for their family. And make a long story short, Dr. Judy Bass told me, you do a good job, you will get all my kids' business, which I did. And that was a really blessing. Um, and for that I did have a lot of good lot of high-end clients referrals and the employees. It just continuous business on and on and on for repeat business.
So for those of you guys that might not be sports or Laker fans, Dr. Jerry Buss was a previous owner of the Lakers, arguably the best owner in all of sports because he brought probably one of my favorite players of all time, to LA. But so I mean, how did that happen? I mean, that's a high profile client. I mean, that kind of stuff doesn't happen to everybody all the time. How did that happen for you?
Well, I built a house on 319 29th Street in Manhattan Beach. There was like a Swiss cottage, and I tried to develop, uh, 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 and it was a brand new construction on Walk Street. Because of my divorce, I have to sell it. And actually, Jeannie Buss, by that time, she was married to Steve Timmon, three-time Olympic champion. They walked in, they wrote, they wrote an offer. Uh, and then 1 week later, they come by to my house and says, "I'm sorry, Uni, good news and bad. Well, we need to cancel this escrow. We decide to have a kid. This is not a fit into a family house." I have a 26 high ceiling. It was a really nice house. I canceled the escrow and I was relocate them to 24th and the Strand, and they purchased it. After then on, Dr. Jody Bass, ex-wife, I have to relocate. So I probably had a 7 transaction. She was moving that time. And then even prior to Ray, she was with the Phil Jackson at the time. And her sister and Joey Bass, the brother, and Parsberties, and even Hawaii. Uh, this is a really funny story, but it's a true story. I was skiing in Sun Valley, Idaho, and Jeannie Bass called. It was like a freezing below zero. I don't want to take off the glove, but I knew that was her call. I take the call, and you do the Hawaii, right? I used to sell the Hawaii because I used to have a second home there. So yes, my dad is looking for second home there. Oh, okay. What are the requirement for your dad? And she goes, well, we have to have he has to have a concierge service, and two, he has to have a disco, and three, walk to all the shop and restaurant. Oh my God, there's only Waikiki Tower. There's a 3 condos available. Make a long story short, I made a transaction basically over the phone. Uh, so I was very, very fortunate that time, and it during the all the Lakers final, and I also had an escrow with the Jeannie Boston. She invited my birthday. I was invited my birthday, including my family and kids, on this great seat with a on a suite. It was my time of my life actually, and but I never asked her, can I come to the Lakers game? I basically purchased the season ticket that time because I'm not the person like, oh, can I get a ticket?
Yeah,
I don't like that. I never asked my client to do that unless
yeah.
she asked me. So I was really privileged working for the family, and I still have a relationship, and it's like get invited there personal function. It's like a family. You know, that's what it is. That's why I love my job. It's really rewarding. You have a true relationship, not only just making a commission and goodbye. You just get invited
Yeah.
their wedding, their birthday, and the kids parties, and so
I love that. No, no, that I totally agree to that. Now, look, we have a lot of agents on this call. Some have been in the business for a long time, some are newer agents. Do you think new agents now, do you think they're making this business too complicated? Or are they trying to, because now with, technology, AI and all this stuff, there's so many ways to do business. You see a lot of new agents say, "Oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that." And they're just trying to reach for what works and making things maybe too complicated. Should there be just a simple way to do real estate, in your opinion, for a new agent today?
yes, definitely personal contact, not texting, call first, and then also write a nice personal note. You know, how many times you write a card these days? So I think it's a personal contact is really uh, important to keep in touch with them, and just send them a nice birthday card and a Christmas card, and send them how your kids are, and it just and always find the interesting article. uh, Let them know that you are in
I love
business.
that. What do you think is throughout the years? I'm sure you've had people teaching you the business or just people that have had an influence on you. Can you think of a piece of advice that you heard from, whether it's a real estate advice or whether it's from somebody in family or anybody in your life? What do you think is like the best piece of advice that you've heard that you can think of right now?
First of all, you have to be balanced in your life. You have to be really healthy and take care of your kids, your family come first, and then just be real. Uh, this real estate is with the people's life, for wedding and divorce and promotion, relocation. It's all about the life. You stay in touch with them. You know what they are doing in their life, and uh, you you understand their mindset and their direction, what they want to do, instead of just sell, 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 or do you want to sell your house or do you want to buy the house? Instead of that, you have to understand your needs, and that's very important. You have to get in touch in personal life, otherwise you're not gonna know. You're gonna be one of the
Yeah,
salesperson.
yeah. I love that. What do you think is, I don't want to say worst advice, but what do you think what are you observing, or are you observing new agents doing something that they really shouldn't be doing?
You know what? Don't call at 6 p.m. And I get a call for 6 p.m. right, sat down on dinner. That's really turn
Yeah.
off. And I'm not sure it's me. Uh, I don't call. Uh, I don't think I really don't door knock unless I have a reason to. So I think it's more personal touch. Hey, there's a new Proposition 19. Didn't you know that over 55 you can able to have a three transaction? So that's a good information, and just keep in touch with them and stop by and say, how you doing? Congratulations being over 60. And now what are you doing? How is your
Yeah.
kids? Are you downgrading? You upgrading? Or congratulations for your job transfer. And are you planning to buy some investment property for your kids? Because kids are rent. Oh, my kids went to USC and the rent is so expensive. Why don't you buy one? And then they can have a roommate and make the payment and the write-off. Also, it just have to be in personal touch and communication. If you don't communicate, just call, it's not gonna get connected.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's great advice. Now, you've been in the business for several decades, and for a lot of young agents that are starting off, success means a different thing than someone like you that's been in the business for a long time. Like, how do you define success now? Like, what does success mean to you now at this stage in your career versus what success meant to you when you first started in real estate?
Uh, I think it goes to two-way. Uh, when I started out with the real estate, I I was an order taker. Now I am the leader. Basically, I'm a driver's seat. I'm not a passenger seat. I lead my client what to do. Yes, let's put an offer. No, let's not put an offer. Let's wait. Or why don't you go to this direction? So you have to be in a driver's seat, not as a passenger seat and order taker.
Yeah.
So you have to have a more confident, and that's what the client want. You want to work with a client, I mean, agent who has a confidence, so they trust you and they can able they let us lead them. That's what they're looking for.
No, I love that, Uni. I mean, I hear, a lot of times the agents, they say they don't want to keep calling a client because they don't want to sound too aggressive. Well, I tell them, well, sometimes clients want a listing agent that's going to be aggressive, and that's showing them that, hey, I'm going to get the deal done instead of being passive. So I think that's good. It's funny that you say, don't be an order taker. That was one of the first piece of advice that I heard when I was first starting in real estate. They say, Richard, don't be an order taker.
Right. And how many times I lost a deal, I can I being an order taker. For example, I have a doctor client who's looking for like a 550,000 a condo on the Strand, 36 on the Strand. And I told them, you make so much money, and why don't you buy this 2808 the Strand, which is that time and back in 1993 for 1,350,000, three-bedroom on the front, and there's two-bedroom on the rental. Most of the majority of the doctor, they can really think the number. They can do what they're very good at what they do. They do not know the real estate very well about the investment. So I told them, hey doctor, why don't you talk with your CPA? CPA says Uni's right. You should buy this. You have a potential to make more money. So I have to actually squeeze his arm. If you don't buy this, you're gonna regret it. He purchased it. I pushed him very hard, all my load. Now he's so thankful. He's sit on the, $20 million property and have a family. It just basically we are the agent who will make a client make rich, and that is a job.
Yeah.
And they know it, and you have to show to them how confident we are. So you just have to give him oh, I can't afford it. It's like, a million too. Even you have to eat the peanut butter sandwich. You can take the girls out for date. You have to buy this. And it takes so much longer it's so hard to save money. But the profit goes up faster than try to save money.
Yeah.
And that's the proven.
Yeah.
So
That's still true
that's
today.
Mm-hmm. That is really true, right?
Yeah, yeah. I love that, Uni. I mean, I always love doing these interviews because it's not just for all the agents on here. I get to learn. And I will say this, Uni, every time I'm around you, I always learn something. So I really appreciate you for that. And we have a lot of people on this call. Let's thank Uni so much for just giving us so much insight into her business and what she's done. It was fantastic, Uni. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Uni.
Thank you. And everybody, thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
Thank you for your time. And if you have any question, feel free to contact me. And you know where my office is on 1145 Highland in Manhattan Beach, next to KW. We have
Yeah.
all the corner in downtown Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, love
So
it. We love it. Thank you so much again, Uni. I will see you
Thank
soon. A
you.
lot of
Thank
great
you.
insight.
thank you, Richard. I'm so happy to be a Keller Williams family. And this is really, really good people. And I'm looking forward to it. Continue my job.
Awesome. We're happy to have you. Thank you so much, Uni. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Have a great Friday.
Thank you.
Bye-bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. This was great, Richard. Thank you.
Thank you.